Did you know that something as healthy and beloved as honey could silently sabotage your liver, gut, and energy, without you even realizing it? Honey has long been celebrated as a natural treasure, rich in antioxidants and known for boosting health. Yet, many people unknowingly pair honey with common foods and habits that slowly turn this beneficial sweetener into a hidden threat, quietly damaging their digestion and liver function, especially after the age of 60. This isn't about immediate reactions or noticeable symptoms from a single bite or sip. Instead, it's the subtle, daily combinations, like mixing honey into boiling tea or sweetening your favorite evening drink, that add up over time, leaving you fatigued, bloated, and stressed. In today's eye-opening video, you're going to discover 6 surprising combinations you must avoid if you truly care about your health and longevity. You'll learn exactly how these seemingly harmless habits disrupt your gut balance, overwhelm your liver, and quietly drain your energy. Stay until the end, because I'll show you exactly how to recognize and replace these risky combinations with safer alternatives, simple changes that will help restore your body's natural strength, improve digestion, and boost your energy levels. If you haven't subscribed yet, I strongly recommend hitting that subscribe button right now and turning on notifications. You won't want to miss this crucial information, designed specifically to help you protect your health and enjoy life with more vitality and less worry. Let's dive right in. Let's get started. The first combination is boiling water or hot beverages. A frequent blunder people make involves doing something that seems soothing, stirring honey into steaming hot tea or very hot water. Many fail to realize that this routine can slowly make honey harder for your body to handle. Subjecting honey to high temperatures, anything close to boiling, causes it to degrade. This degradation produces a substance known as hydroxymethylferol, HMF. While your body can process small quantities of HMF, repeatedly consuming honey dissolved in piping hot liquid leads to its gradual accumulation, quietly taxing your liver and digestive tract. The issues don't end there. When you heat honey, its natural enzymes, critical for nurturing gut health and a strong immune system, are destroyed. Without these enzymes, honey becomes mere sugar, stripped of much of its nutritional value and more difficult for your body to digest and utilize. Consider the experience of Marlene, a 68-year-old woman, who drank hot lemon water with honey every morning for more than 10 years. The habit felt soothing and healthy, especially for her throat. However, she also faced persistent bloating, sluggish digestion, and unexplained fatigue that remained unresolved by her physicians. When a holistic nutrition specialist inquired about her morning routine, Marlene revealed she added honey straight into boiling water. Upon switching to letting the water cool for several minutes before mixing in the honey, her problems started to subside. Her digestive discomfort eased and her energy gradually improved. There was no miracle involved, just science. To prevent these issues, simply allow your tea or hot beverage to cool for 5 to 10 minutes after boiling before incorporating honey. The optimal temperature is comfortably warm, not scorching. If you can drink it without burning your tongue, it's safe for your honey as well. This small shift safeguards the delicate enzymes that supply honey's distinctive health-boosting properties and prevents the formation of toxic compounds that can stealthily burden your liver. Even the healthiest foods require careful timing, and by treating honey thoughtfully, you will receive all the benefits it offers in return. The second item to avoid mixing with honey is alcohol. At first, this might seem unusual. Who really adds honey to alcoholic drinks? However, if you take a closer look, you'll find this combination is more common than you might expect. Then you realize. From honey-sweetened cocktails to warming whiskey lemon toddies, or even homemade meads and herbal liqueurs featuring honey, it's easy to overlook how comforting these combinations can quietly spell trouble for your liver. Here's what's important to understand: both alcohol and honey are processed by the liver. Individually, and in responsible amounts, the body typically manages each well. However, when consumed together, they double the workload. Honey elevates your blood glucose, while alcohol intensifies your liver's detoxification processes. The simultaneous intake of both, especially when frequent or in sizable amounts, forces the liver to operate beyond its regular capacity and duration, something that becomes particularly problematic as you age. This is especially important for older individuals. With advancing age, the liver's efficiency naturally diminishes. Any pre-existing concerns, such as mild insulin resistance, fatty liver, or just slower gastrointestinal transit, can turn the combined impact of alcohol and sugar into a far greater challenge than most anticipate. Take, for instance, George, age 74, who cherished his nightly ritual, stirring a spoonful of honey into warm brandy during chilly evenings. He believed it aided his sleep, but eventually, he encountered symptoms, mental cloudiness, increased blood pressure, and digestive discomfort following dinner. His doctor, upon running tests, noticed early indications of fatty liver and advised him to cut the alcohol, particularly avoiding mixing it with sugar. Reluctant to abandon honey entirely, George simply stopped pairing it with spirits. The result? His symptoms diminished, he slept more soundly, his lab results improved, and, perhaps most significantly, his energy resurfaced. The goal here isn't restriction for its own sake but understanding how timing matters. If you choose to drink, try to do so apart from when you consume honey, allowing your liver ample recovery time. Reserving honey for calming teas or your morning regimen, rather than mixing it into alcoholic drinks late in the evening, is a much gentler choice for your system. As your metabolism slows with age, your liver remains your steadfast defender. It filters blood, guards your health, and repairs itself impressively, but even it has limits, especially when challenged by the duo of sugar and alcohol. If you're engaging with this material and finding it helpful, leave a comment with the number 2 so I know you're following along. And if you haven't already, consider subscribing and turning on notifications to support our mission to bring you informative, inspiring content. Your engagement makes a real difference. Moving on, let's address another crucial point: fermented or yeast-rich foods. Honey is often praised for its digestive benefits, and in many respects, that's valid. Yet, when honey joins forces with foods containing live yeasts or cultures, it can shift from benefactor to disruptor in your gut. To illustrate, honey is a concentrated natural sugar. Meanwhile, items like yogurt, kefir, kombucha, or sourdough bread teem with active bacteria and wild yeasts. Combining these, especially in a warm digestive tract, provides those microbes unlimited sugar to feast upon. At first, it might not appear problematic, but when this pairing is habitual, it can trigger unchecked bacterial and yeast growth. The aftermath? Bloating, excessive gas, irregular digestion, and that lingering heavy feeling after meals. Even with clean eating habits, this can become an issue. Leonard, a 72-year-old who took great pride in his so-called gut-healthy routine, exemplifies this scenario. Each morning, he topped a bowl of plain yogurt with a generous spoonful of honey and a portion of granola. For months, he was puzzled by the persistent. His stomach always felt puffy and uneasy, no matter how healthy his diet was. He eventually realized that the real problem was the overload of gut bacteria caused by mixing probiotics and sugars. This combination was overstimulating his digestive system. Instead of improving, his digestion was becoming less effective, generating extra gas and causing food to ferment before his body could properly handle it. As soon as he stopped adding honey to his fermented foods and ate those sweeteners later in the day, things began to change. In just 2 weeks, his bloating decreased, his energy levels increased, and he finally regained a sense of balance in his digestive health. The real issue wasn't with the honey itself or the fermented foods, but rather with consuming them together, especially when the stomach was empty or when someone has a sensitive digestive tract. Sometimes, their combined effect is simply too much. If you like eating yogurt, kefir, or drinking kombucha, give these probiotic-rich foods time to work alone. Allow the beneficial microbes to function without being bombarded by sugars all at once. Have your honey a few hours later, once your system has had a chance to process what's already there. Digestion is a finely tuned system, relying on harmonious interaction between bacteria, enzymes, and intestinal movements. Overloading it, even with good-for-you options, can disrupt that natural order. For people experiencing digestive discomfort, frequent bloating, or irregular bowel movements, this inconspicuous combination might actually be a hidden factor. Oftentimes, just a slight change in the way you pair your foods can give your digestive system the relief it needs. The fourth point concerns rich meats or dishes high in fat. While the thought of honey drizzled over meat may seem out of the ordinary, it's much more prevalent, especially with recipes like glazed meats, barbecued dishes, or festive roasts. On the surface, this pairing might even come across as refined cuisine. However, when honey is combined with hearty, fatty meats in generous servings, it can overwhelm your system. Here's the crux of the matter: substantial meats, especially things like beef or processed varieties, require more time and effort from your digestive organs, particularly the stomach, liver, and pancreas, to break down the fats and proteins they contain. If you then add honey, either as a glaze or marinade, you're throwing sugar, something that digests quickly, into an already slow-burning digestive process. This creates a confusing situation for your metabolism, which now has to decide which component to digest first. As a result, overall digestion can slow to a crawl, leading to trapped gas, abdominal swelling, reduced energy, and, over time, even inflammation in the lining of the gut. There's another concern. Your liver is already working hard to process large amounts of fats and cholesterol found in these dishes. When concentrated sugars from honey are added into the mix, it suddenly has to manage both sugar and fat simultaneously. For seniors, or anyone with a sluggish metabolism or mild fatty liver disease, this adds an extra layer of stress their bodies could do without. Let me give you an example. Martha, age 75, had a beloved tradition of preparing honey-glazed ham for her family every Easter. Yet after the celebrations, she'd feel ill for days, bloated, exhausted, and mentally foggy, as she described it. For years, she assumed it was just due to aging or having one too many servings. But when she discovered how harmful mixing sugars with rich meats can be for digestion, she experimented by swapping the honey glaze for a combination of fresh herbs and lemon zest. The difference was dramatic. She felt clear-headed and invigorated instead of weighed down after the meal. Her family still enjoyed the dish, and her digestive system certainly thanked her. All of this isn't a call to abandon your favorite recipes altogether, but rather a suggestion to reconsider dousing fatty meats with sweet, sugar-heavy sauces. Indulge in honey with lighter fare, a cup of warm tea, or paired with fresh fruit. But when it comes to rich, fatty cuts of meat, it's wise to give your digestive system a respite. Allow it to deal with only one complicated task at once. Digestion over the age of 60 isn't meant to be a hardship, rather, it's about nurturing tranquility within. Selecting foods that don't overwhelm your digestive tract but rather support its function will deliver tangible benefits throughout your body. You'll notice increased vitality, sharper thinking, and a noticeable sense of well-being. If you're still engaged with this video and benefiting from these suggestions, please type the number 4 in the comments so I know you're along for the journey. And in case you haven't yet subscribed, I encourage you to do so and activate notifications, so you're always updated and never skip any content, radishes included. Your engagement allows us to keep producing high-quality material that both educates and motivates. Transitioning to number 5, radishes. This may catch you off guard. The crisp, spicy snap of fresh radishes is not only delicious but can actually promote healthy digestion and support liver function. However, things change when radishes are paired with honey, particularly if eaten together or in close succession within a meal. In many long-standing health traditions, this particular duo is seen as problematic. For centuries, systems like Ayurveda have classified the combination as hazardous. That's because each food has unique properties. Radish is sharp and brings heat, while honey is thick and also has a warming effect. When mixed, the combined heat and heaviness are thought to generate excess internal warmth, slow down digestive processes, and irritate the intestinal lining, most especially if you already have sensitive digestion or any underlying gut concerns. Now, perhaps you're thinking, I've never purposely eaten radish together with honey. Directly, maybe not, but give another look at certain pickled salads or inventive fusion plates that unite piquant roots and syrupy dressings. Modern recipes sometimes feature honey-based vinaigrettes drizzled atop boldly flavored vegetables. Here's where issues can begin. Consider the story of Alan, a 70-year-old who always enjoyed adding uncooked radish to his salads every spring. One evening, his daughter prepared a dressing of honey, lemon, and olive oil for his greens. The meal was delightful, yet later that night, Alan experienced bloating and discomfort. This scene repeated itself until a nutritionist clarified the hidden incompatibility between honey and radish. When Alan swapped out the honey dressing for a more savory blend, the digestive trouble disappeared, and since then, he strictly reserves honey for tea or toast. Although modern Western nutrition hasn't thoroughly examined why honey and radish may not get along, many traditional and holistic health experts caution that certain combinations, though healthy on their own, can create problems when digested together. This is especially important to consider as we age. Digestive fire, once robust, becomes more delicate, requiring milder, steady nourishment. Mixing intensely flavored vegetables with heavy, sugary toppings can disrupt this delicate equilibrium, inviting gas, acid, and general digestive sluggishness. So, if you savor raw radishes, keep them as a treat in moderate amounts, pair only with gentle additions such as light oils, salt, or a dash of lemon. It's best to save honey for different occasions, allowing your body to derive maximum enjoyment and benefit from it without cross-purposes. Good digestion depends not just on the nutrient profile but on creating a sense of balance. The more you cultivate this internal harmony, the more vibrant and clear you'll feel on the outside. Now, let's move to number 6, the pairing of ghee and honey in equal measures. Drawing from ancient medical wisdom, this may be the most unexpected suggestion yet. Individually, both ghee, clarified butter, high in nourishing fats that fortify joints, skin, and the digestive system, and honey, abundant in antioxidants and recognized for soothing sore throats and aiding wound care, are frequently praised for their health-giving properties. Yet, when these two ingredients are consumed together in the same quantity, they can subtly create negative effects within the body. Healing. Yet, if you blend the two, honey and ghee, in identical weights, something notable happens. Ayurvedic teachings actually classify this particular mix as toxic. It isn't due to the individual ingredients themselves, but instead, it hinges on how our bodies specifically react to this equal combination. This pairing is said to generate what Ayurveda calls ama, a sticky, metabolic residue that blocks bodily channels, targeting organs like the intestines and liver most significantly. While contemporary medical research hasn't entirely defined this concept, there is established understanding. Pairing rich fats with fast-acting sugars, especially in balanced amounts, triggers sharp rises in both blood sugar and fat. This dual spike places significant strain on the liver, which must simultaneously handle increased levels of glucose and triglycerides. Persisting in this habit can eventually cause inflammation, disrupt metabolism, and even contribute to the development of fatty liver disease. Consider Eleanor, age 73, as an example. She decided to stir a teaspoon each of honey and ghee into her morning oatmeal daily, inspired by a magazine article promising youthful energy. Within just a few weeks, though, she began to feel her digestion slow and later learned from her blood work that her liver enzyme numbers had ticked upward. Reluctant to give up either ingredient, she opted for a simple change. She continued to cook with ghee, but reserved honey for her afternoon tea. Shortly after switching, she noticed her energy returning and her digestive discomfort easing. Even her doctor observed better lab results at her next appointment. The takeaway? Neither ghee nor honey needs to be excluded from your diet, just avoid eating them together in a 1-to-1 ratio. If you wish to include both, try using them at different times of day or ensure that one is present in notably greater quantity than the other. This is especially important as your liver ages, carrying the cumulative weight of years of dietary choices and habits. The less you demand from it at each meal, the more effectively it functions. Even though this wisdom may be centuries old, it might offer one of the simplest pathways for reducing inflammation and supporting your digestive vitality. If you're still with me and have found these ideas helpful, let me know by commenting with the number 6 below. And if you're not yet a subscriber, I recommend joining and turning on notifications so you won't miss future updates. Your engagement allows us to keep producing informative, inspiring content for you. Now, let's continue on. It's truly remarkable, isn't it? A staple like honey, lauded for generations, can inadvertently become harmful when matched with an ill-suited counterpart. Here's what's truly significant: you have agency over these choices. Once you grasp the impact that specific food combinations can have on your gut and liver, you're empowered to make smarter decisions for your health. You can still savor your favorite foods and uphold cherished habits without compromising the resilience of the organs that sustain you. Today, we brought to light 6 things that should never be paired with honey: extremely hot water, alcohol, fermented foods, dense meats, radishes, and, central to this discussion, an equal measure of ghee. The caution isn't about demonizing honey, but about recognizing that your body's ability to manage certain mixtures shifts over time. These insights aren't designed to alarm, but to promote mindfulness, to help you attune to your body's subtle signals and respond with greater care. So next time you reach for honey, take a moment to reflect. Let your tea cool before adding it. Bypass the honey-coated roast. Give your system a chance to process before introducing sweetness. These modest changes, these thoughtful pauses, are what gradually rebuild your strength, renew your vitality, and restore your self-assurance. As the years go by, your body increasingly deserves to be treated with care, not excess. When you nourish your gut and liver kindly, you lay the groundwork for better health and lasting energy. They return the care they have received many times over. We appreciate you being with us today. We encourage you to leave a comment below and mention one insight you gained and how you intend to apply it moving forward. We value your feedback, so please feel free to share your thoughts. Seeing your responses provides us with significant motivation and inspiration. If you liked this video or found it useful, please hit like, subscribe to our channel, and share it with others. Your ongoing support enables us to keep producing quality content that educates and motivates you.